Hello, everybody. Welcome to Expert Channel TV. We are bringing you a special show today, and we are going to be sharing a few helpful tips that are going to help you navigate working at home, staying at home. So please help me welcome our residing expert, Romina Thomas. Hi, Romina.
Hi, Melanie. How are you?
I'm
Hi, everybody.
I'm enjoying my time at home, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
I think that has a lot to do because we know how to, be productive and all that. Yeah.
Exactly. We do this all the time. We are at home, but I think it's good to see the positive side of it. Obviously, there is many negatives, but let's try to focus on the positives today, okay?
Absolutely. That's our aim. And on every show on Expert Channel TV during this situation, and we always try to bring, a positive light on things and to give you tools and resources so you can, improve your life, your business, and just be happier, even with all we are living.
Exactly.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. No, I was just saying exactly. It's all about also perception and how do you confront the situation that is happening. So you can either go one way or the other. And here at the Expert Channel, we try to take on a more positive outlook on things and bring you tips that can help you, stay active, stay proactive. We do this all the time because we do work from home. Obviously, this is an extreme situation because we cannot get out, basically, not like if we work from home and we can still do things. But these are things that I do and Melanie does that can maybe help you transition this time and be more proactive and productive during this
Exactly.
situation.
Yeah, because that's the thing, for home-based businesses, this is our normal. We do this all the time, but it's true that now many people are finding it hard just because they haven't created that habit yet, and it takes a few days to adapt. I mean, I know, even my husband's not used to working from home, and he can do absolutely everything he does in his workplace. He can do the same here. But the first week, he found it so hard to focus, to be productive. And I was finding it funny. It was like, oh gosh, I do this all the time. It's not that, it's even better because he could go out in the garden and work, or he could be inside. It was just it should have been such a pleasant situation, but yet he was finding it hard to adapt. He's okay now. I don't think he wants to go back to the office anymore.
Well, it's all adapting to change. See, when you're used to something and then all of a sudden that changes suddenly, that's when things happen and you need to be like, oh, well, what's going on here? And then you assess the situation and you adapt to it. So this is what's happening. People are trying to adapt. Well, by now, I'm sure most of the world has adapted already. But that's what happens, is that sudden change, and then you need to reassess and adapt. Yeah. So I want to share a few tips the most important is to create a routine when working from home. So it's like you are going outside to your work or to take the kids to school, but now everything is happening inside. But it is important to keep that routine even if you are working from home. And I would say even more if you're working from home. Yeah. Having a routine help you stay productive, on top of things, help you have goals and things to look forward to during the day. So it is important to create this healthy routine to keep your sanity too, So the first thing that I would recommend is to get dressed. I know this is a silly thing, but if you stay on your PJs all day, then you're gonna feel, not as productive and not as awake or not as, on top of things, because you're on your PJs and then you don't take a shower. So you're kind of lagging around the house instead of being productive. So the first thing that I would recommend, I know it's silly, but is take a shower, dress up as if you would go to work. I mean, I'm not saying like maybe full on dress up, but put on even like sweatpants or something. Like dress up, maybe put some lipstick on, a little bit of makeup. Even though you're not going to go anywhere, you might be doing a lot of FaceTime with friends or whatever. So, just take care of yourself. That allows you to, and sends a signal to your mind also like, hey, okay, I'm ready to do something, even though you're at home. What do you think, Melanie?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you say it sounds like a silly tip, but it's so effective because it's all about the message we send to the brain. And
Exactly.
I think this is especially like people who work from home, we've more or less got this covered, because the thing that can happen when you're working from home is it's very hard for you to switch off, because in the end you're at home. So the way to do that is through your surroundings, through creating routines and rituals. But one of the most effective ones is actually to dress up when you're going to be working, so that you're sending that signal to the brain that you're on working mode.
Exactly.
And that's going to help you be more productive, be more focused, find ideas, solutions. And then to wind down, you can, change into something more comfortable. I mean, you can be comfortable and still be, presentable. And what you said, I love, because just a touch of lipstick, if you're a person who wears makeup, changes your mood.
Yeah,
it really
totally.
does.
It does.
And it really does. And I remember using this tip at the beginning when I would do sales calls. Right at the beginning of starting my business, I would get really, really nervous during a sales call. I mean, then with practice and that, you get over that. But at the beginning, it was really hard. So what I would do is I would wear heels, which I would actually not even wear on the street because I'm really clumsy, but I would have this special pair of shoes and I would just wear them, and I just felt so powerful. Or I also do that with jewels, like depending on what I'm doing, I'll wear a piece of jewelry or another, and that also like empowers me, and it really changes my mood. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, like little things that give you an instant boost of confidence and makes you feel good instantly. It could be like I don't know, jewelry, like you said, high heels, most definitely, but just a tiny bit of makeup or anything that makes you feel more confident. And a lot of people are working from home, so a lot of people are doing meetings and doing things online, so they need to be somewhere presentable. So even if you're not going anywhere, even if you have your kids running around yourself while you're trying to do things, still dress up, still put on some lipstick, and you're gonna feel better. The second thing that I would suggest is to set up a designated working space. And hopefully try not to be either your couch or your bed. So if you have even a little piece of the table, the dining table, if you have an office or a desk, even better. But try to create a working space where you will go to work, basically. So basically you dress up, you wake up, you take a shower, and you go to work. Even if it's from your bed to the living room, or if you live in a one bedroom, from the living room to the kitchen. Find that little area where you feel that that's my working space, and I'm going to be focusing on whatever I need to do there. What do you think about that?
Again, Romina, you nailed it. Absolutely. And you know what? I used to design supportive workspaces, which meant, not always a dedicated space, but any space you create to feel more productive and creative. And that is so true. You need to change your focus. So you need to go from being a mom, maybe, to being, a business owner or an employee. And you need to enable your brain to make that switch. And when you change surroundings, you're able to send that signal to the brain. And sometimes it's not about creating this huge space, because, let's face it, not everybody has an empty room, a spare room that they can turn into an office, especially not now, because we don't even know how long this is going to last. But what you can do is even something as simple as using a cushion that you only use when you sit down to work. So you just place it on your chair and you sit on that cushion and you send that signal to your brain like, I'm sitting on my working cushion.
Exactly.
And these things sound really silly, but they really, really work. And the more you do them, the more you use them, the more your brain just takes it as a, you know, it's like, oh yeah, it's the working cushion. So I'm on working mode. So yeah, it definitely
exactly.
works. Yeah.
And it could also be helpful for your kids when they're doing homeschooling. So
Yes.
designate like a little, maybe they have a little table or a table and chairs, and maybe you can even share the working space. They do their homework and you do your work. That's another thing, to try to create a schedule around the house. I know this might be difficult. I don't have kids, so but I have friends that they have kids, and what they do is they create a routine. They say, okay, from this time to this time, mommy's going to work and you're going to try to do your homework. You know, I know that not always works, but at least put in the effort and try to set up some routine, because kids, they also need boundaries. They feel safer around boundaries. So try to have that routine for them as well, and it will help the whole household. Because you don't want your kids doing like nothing all day long either, because when they go back to school, it's going to be hard for them to readjust to having a routine. So you need to help them maintain that routine for them too. So another thing that you can do is to try to minimize distractions. And again, if you have a designated work area, if you set up a schedule around the house and say, okay, for half an hour, I'm going to be working, maybe put on some soft music, light a candle, or do something that will help you minimize the distractions. And if you set up a schedule, then your kids are doing homework and you're working, even if it's half an hour, it doesn't have to be 5 hours. You know, at least you're focusing your time and attention on the task at hand, and you're not all over the place.
Yeah, that's very true. And I love how you say, like, yes, well, in an ideal world, we would be working and the kids would be doing their homework and everything would be run smoothly.
But it's not.
That's not usually the case, but it does help to have a routine, to have a set timetable, and also to give kids like the proper environment so that they feel safe. So this is something I've, again, like you, I don't have children, so it's, you know, I've only tried this like with nieces and nephews. Whenever I've had to be with them because they were sick and I had to work, what we would do is we would all take on a role, a special role. So I would be a boss and this would be my office, and then they would be there and they would be a boss of their own company, and it just gives them that sense of playing, you know. They're feeling like they're playing, but they're actually getting things done. And that is something that right now, with all children homeschooling, being homeschooled because they have to, just having the same routine every single day is going to make them adapt much better, because if not, it's just such a huge change in their lives. It's bad enough that they cannot go outside. If we keep changing routines and sleep patterns and everything else, they're really going to struggle when they go back. So every routine is important. And I would also, like, when you have children at home, it's really important to set boundaries and also take it in turns if you have a partner. So if you need to do work to get some work done, of course, you're probably not going to be able to put in an 8-hour shift. I mean, that's going to be almost impossible. But maybe you can, you know, agree
share
with
the
your partner
responsibility,
and you can work for 2 hours and they can be with the children, and then you can switch. So you can still both feel, you know, like you're accomplishing things from work, and then you're also taking care of your kids, which is obviously hugely important. Obviously, depending on their age. I mean, some kids are independent and they can do their own thing, but if you have toddlers, you really need somebody with them all the time.
Of course. And some kids, they do homeschooling and they need to be in front of the teacher, so they have certain hours that the teacher comes up, and you know. So again, all of these things that we're saying is just to try to create a routine, because it's the best way to adapt to change and to keep the household running as smoothly as possible. So I know that some people might feel guilty, no, but they don't have to go to school, I let them sleep in, I let them do this. Yeah, that's fine, but you still need to keep the boundaries so things run smoothly and they don't struggle when they go back, because it's going to be a huge change to, you know, be sitting in a classroom again for a certain amount of hours. Something else that you can do to keep yourself more productive is to set up reminders on your calendar, on your phone. So if you, I don't know, if you need to, like the kids, okay, don't forget that at 2 o'clock they need to be with the teacher, or I have a FaceTime with my friends at this time, or I have to do this research, or I have to buy something online, whatever. So keep reminders to keep yourself always ahead of the game in a way, so you don't forget to do things. And this is something that I do all the time, not just now. I put reminders for everything.
I need reminders everywhere.
Yeah, to keep myself in check.
But now if it's not, if an alarm doesn't pop up, or if it's not on my planner, I keep both type of reminders, like digital and on paper.
Yes.
If not, it just, you know.
Everything, yeah, exactly. And reminders are a great way to keep yourself more organized, you know. What I do all the time, not just now, is that I create like to-do list for the day. So I know if I need to do certain things that I don't want to forget, when I wake up in the morning, I do my to-do list of the things that I know that I want to accomplish that day. So when you set an intention and you set daily goals, that helps you keep yourself more organized and more focused on the task at hand, as opposed to, I don't know what I'm going to be doing today. Again, all of these things, you can do one thing or a couple of things or everything, but these are things that not only now, but every day will help you to stay more productive and to more focus on things that you need to accomplish.
Yes. And what I realized, I was making these mistakes years ago. I would create a to-do list that had only business goals and business tasks, and I would then never have time for other things, because I was only focusing on writing down and adding all my to-do lists regarding my business. What I do now is I plan everything out. So if I want to call a friend, I'll actually write it down in my calendar, or if not, it's not going to happen. And the same with workouts, with routines, with anything we do to, you know, for a well-being or self-care. I actually also write them down. I don't make a difference between business or personal goals. I have them always in the same planner.
And that's fantastic, because we must keep the balance. We cannot just do one thing and not do the other. And talking about doing things for ourselves and for wellness, that's one of the other things that I wanted to talk about, is to schedule breaks, to schedule on your planner and put a reminder to stretch your legs, to go outside if you have an outside area, to even open the windows. There are so many classes online right now. I mean, this is one of the positive things about all of this, is that you can do a class on anything, from cooking to studying to yoga to workouts. So, I mean, I have so many friends that they do these amazing classes online. So maybe schedule a half an hour, 40 minutes, or whatever you want to spend on doing some exercise. That will help you too. And this is great. You know, we have all these amazing experts that are sharing their expertise and for free. You know, this is great.
Yes, that's one of the positive things of this. Definitely, you can watch so many things. You can build your skills up. You can learn new things. I mean, I'm just like even thinking, oh my goodness, I need more time to do all these things I want.
It's overload, information overload. I know, but if you were the one,
is there. It's about us making the time and organizing ourselves to be able to do things like that.
Exactly. That's why keeping the routine will help you to schedule some time to do something that you always wanted to do and you never had the time. You know how everybody says, oh, I don't have time. Well, this is when you have time. So try to schedule and say, okay, I always wanted to learn something. Then look it up. I'm sure you go to YouTube and there's classes on anything you can think of, and go do it. Right now that I have more time, I like to cook a lot. So I've been baking. You know, it's not that great because I don't want to gain weight, but I've been trying to do healthy recipes and cook and be more in the kitchen. So that's also a way for me to connect with myself and to like unwind. Some people like to do, I don't know, yoga, meditation. I like to listen to music and cook. So find your space and whatever you like to do, and then do some of that.
Exactly. And that can help you relax, or it can help you recharge, depending on what you need throughout the day.
Exactly.
So because you get to know yourself, you also know what works for you. So like I prefer to meditate in the evening.
Yeah.
That way I can relax and unwind. If I meditate, I prefer to do a more active, energetic workout in the morning. So that's what works for me. So we can all find those things. And as you say, it's so important to plan breaks, because if not, we're just sitting down in front of our computers, and that's definitely not healthy. So what I do is I plan for my breaks, and I have my alarm go off.
Yeah.
And what I do is I go up and down the stairs.
Perfect.
And it's great because, sometimes I even remember I have to go upstairs and get something. And if not, I just go up and down the stairs a few times, and at least you're getting in, some exercise apart from a regular workout.
Absolutely. And now there's so much technology like this. Everybody has a watch, and it tells you, basically, you set it up and it tells you, it vibrates on your wrist and it tells you time to stand up, like, okay, like I have to stand up. But there are apps or many things, or even you can set up reminders yourself every hour or so to stand up and do something.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the last thing that I wanted to say is to get fresh air, to try, if you don't have a balcony or a garden, open the windows, ventilate your house. It's just obviously clean and keep things sanitized like they tell you, but also open the windows, burn a candle or maybe some essential oils, and have your house be more refreshed in a way. It is important not to have all the windows and everything closed and dark. You need to see light, and you need to be, it helps you to be in a more positive mood.
Absolutely. And we notice that whenever there's a gloomy day, we are feeling down. We're not as active as we are when there's a sunny day. Definitely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And refreshing the whole air in a room. And it's funny because people tend to think, like, when people open their windows in the morning, some people just leave them open for 10 minutes, which actually does nothing to actually renew the whole air in a room. I mean, it obviously depends on the size of the room, but it's something like 2 hours or something like that. So I mean,
no, yeah, I mean, I always leave like a window or like a patio door open, so I get the fresh air. I don't know, I feels like, I don't know, my house feels more clean. And I'm a clean freak. I like to clean and declutter. Like there is not too much. Like to me, decluttering is kind of like relaxing. I like to, but that's just me, and not everybody's like me. People don't really like
that's
to
a
do
useful hobby, to be honest.
It relaxes me. I'm like, I can go through my closet and organize things all day long.
Well, maybe some other time you can give us tips on that. I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It builds up some anxiety because we tend to hold on to objects and possessions a bit, and so
Oh, definitely. That to me is, you have to remove the energy, and because if you have too many things, too much clutter, the energy gets staggered and stuck. So I feel that when I declutter and I remove things that I no longer need and things that they can help someone else, it also, not only I'm getting rid of those things, but I'm also opening up the space so the energy can flow better. I like to keep areas more clean. I don't like to have a lot of clutter around me. Like, this is another tip. Every day I make my bed. I cannot just go back to my bed and my bed is it just makes me not work good way. So I like to make my bed, and I also like to clean up my desk at the end of the day. And prepare things for the next day. So I organize the papers. I leave things organized on my desk. I don't leave things around because again, when I wake up in the morning and I go to my workspace, even if it's this tiny piece of the dining table, you want it to be clean and ready for you. It's welcoming in a way.
Yes.
It's like, hey, welcome. A new day starts. If you leave a pile of things, then you wake up, you see that, and you're already stressed out because, you know, it doesn't give you peace of mind. So again,
exactly.
Organize as much as
so
you can.
And
I prepare things for the night before too. I always do these things. I mean, this is who I am, but I always prepare my clothing for the next day.
Wow.
I like to do that because I mean, the weather can change obviously, but I like to plan, okay, I'm gonna wear this and that. It helps you, I don't know, when I wake up in the morning, I'm ready to go, basically. I don't have to start thinking, what am I gonna do? But again, that's just me, that's who I am. But it could be something that can help you stay organized, like preparing the kids' clothing to go to school. Some people do that. So why don't you prepare yourself as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely with kids, I think it's the only way to go. If not, it could take hours and hours. And I think you're going to be having to do the decluttering tips because Diana says she needs those tips.
Oh, okay, Diana, I will. No problem. I will. I cannot see the comments, so but you tell me, Melanie, because I'm.
Yeah, well, we have Chelly saying they're great tips, such great ideas to empower us. And Diana saying she needs the decluttering tips.
Okay.
And she's saying also, Marie Kondo, be careful. Yes, definitely.
Oh my God, people! I've been doing this way before Marie Kondo.
I know.
I was born like this, so some people are like me.
That's
you know,
you
don't need Marie Kondo.
Exactly.
You open my drawers, and you know, it has to be organized.
Yeah,
things need to be like
it's a great personality trait. I mean, for people who are not born like you, we need to learn how to do that, and it can be hard. I mean, like in my case, I've got so much better, but I used to get really attached to things, like, for example, to books. I mean, my books are like my treasures. It's the first thing I pack when I move, the first thing I unpack. My books are just my babies. But I used to be really, really like connected to some of the books, maybe because they belong to my mom or things like that. And now I can really let go of books, and that's a huge one for me because
that's great.
So many books, I can definitely let go of some. And now I don't have that problem. There's obviously books that are still very, very special to me, or books that I reread every single year. But other books, I'm okay. I'm saying like, okay, somebody else will enjoy reading this, and I'm okay.
Exactly.
You know,
it's all about
switch.
Exactly. It's all about our perception. And well, maybe because I moved to a different country. I'm not attached to material things. I like to have nice things, but if I don't have them tomorrow, it's okay. You know, I'm not gonna go, oh my God, I lost my couch. I don't care. But that's just my personality, because I moved so much throughout my life to different houses and different countries. I cannot get attached to things, otherwise I will not be able to move forward. So it's about letting go of things, because again, you might love a book because it belonged to your mother. Those emotional attachment to things, I understand. But the rest is like, okay, I can live without anything, you know, my couch, my TV, my pencil. I don't know, again, that's just my personality. But the more detached you are to material things, the easier it is to go through life. Because if one day something, God forbid, something happens, and right now a lot of people are struggling, they're losing their jobs, and you know, they might need to let go of things. It's important to say, you know what, it's okay. And to me, it always happened that every time I have to let go of something because of a situation, it came back to me like 10 times better. Like it will be like, it's okay to let go. I wasn't even I'm like, let it go. I don't need this anymore. It's not for me anymore in my life. And it will come back at some point even better. So I'm grateful. That's why you have to trust, and you have to release that energy, because it will always come back even better for you.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. Yeah, and it is true. It is true. And the thing is, I think a situation as the one we're going through, if we learn something from it, one of the things I think is that we are realizing that things are replaceable, and however hard losing a job is, and I mean, I'm not saying it's not terribly hard, it is a hugely terrible situation to go through, but jobs are replaceable, businesses are replaceable, things are replaceable, but our health isn't. So that also shows us maybe now is the time, as you say, to let go of things, or tweak and pivot and be open to new things, and not be attached to everything.
Exactly. And be also open to look the opportunities within the opportunities. I don't know if you see that, because, okay, this is an opportunity to get creative, to create new things, to invent. I was reading, I'm part of a lot of women groups on Facebook, and I was reading two girls, two roommates, that they lost their job. They were like young college girls. And they have costumes, princess costumes. So they invented to dress up as princess and to call girls at home as Cinderella or whatever. Isn't that a great business opportunity? It's like talk to a princess FaceTime. And they were at home, they couldn't go anywhere, they lost their jobs. But see, it's something that, who would have thought? So simple. And all the moms were like, oh my gosh, tell me how much is this? And I want to hire you like now. I thought it was an amazing business opportunity. Isn't that great?
We are seeing so much creativity going around. It's like we have this terrible crisis, but this also brings so much creativity and new ideas. Yeah.
That's why it's important to keep yourself awake, proactive, happy, positive. I know things are bad, and I understand that people get sick, and some people, around you might be very sick, but it is important to keep yourself afloat, to create this routine, to keep yourself in a positive mode, because ideas will come to you. You have to look for opportunities. There is always a way out. So try not to get like so inside of your head thinking that everything is so bad.
Yes.
Because things are bad, but there are also really good things that are happening, and we don't see them as much as we see the negative things on everywhere. So try to see the good things. Do something nice for somebody else. That will help you feel better too. Yes. Even if you don't have much, share, I don't know, something with your neighbor, or help your neighbor do the shopping if they cannot do it. All these amazing things, human things are happening as well. And I think this is what I love the most about this situation, where, people are really helping each other. And this is one of the good things that come out of tragedies per se, that people really, I don't know, their humanity comes afloat.
Yes, it is definitely beautiful to watch. And it's not about spending money, even if it's just about checking in on somebody, or just seeing how they're doing, or just
even the singing on their balconies, or the clapping. All of these things are like, I've been seeing people that they have a birthday, like little kids that have birthdays, and the whole neighborhood will clap happy birthday from the balconies, in big cities, obviously. But it's just so nice, be connected.
It is, and it's so important now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this situation help us to put a stop in our go lifestyle.
Yes.
This is a good thing in a way. Like, okay, stop and smell the roses, because they are there and you're not seeing them. So
very true.
I'm trying to always take on a more positive outlook on things.
Yeah, you're very right, Romina. And I know that for some people listening, it is hard to see the lights. But the thing is, when you're in a negative mode, you cannot see anything further, and you won't find solutions. You won't find ways out. And that just makes the whole situation worse. And whereas when you're in a positive mode and you're open to solutions and you're open to possibilities, you will find them. So it's just so important. We need to make like an extra effort to feel positive, obviously, because this is really huge what we're living. But it's so much more beneficial for you and for people around you to try and see the good in a terrible situation.
Absolutely. And ask for help. If you need help, if you want to talk to somebody, if you need support, if you're struggling with anything, ask for help. There's always people that are willing to help. So don't be afraid to say, hey, you know what? I'm struggling. I need something,
Yes.
from material things, food, money, or whatever, to I just want to talk to someone.
Yes.
So reach out, because a lot of us are there to help you.
Yes, absolutely. Reach out, stay connected, ask for help.
Yes.
We are humans, and that's what we should be doing. We should be helping people, connecting to people,
Yes.
and just make everyone feel supported, because so many people are probably feeling alone and lonely and worried and really uncertain about things. But just reach out. Asking for help is a beautiful thing to do. In the same way as helping others is beautiful.
Absolutely.
Asking for help, I know it's hard for some people, but this is not a time to worry and think, what will they think of me if I ask for help? No, we're all in the same situation, better or worse, but we're all going through the same things. So just, there's always going to be somebody there to listen to you, to help you, to give you food if you need it. So please ask for help, definitely.
So I agree.
Okay, great, Romina. Well, those were absolutely great tips. I think those are really helpful for people. And if anyone is, like trying to figure out their own particular specific situation, I mean, they can just pose the questions there. They can reach out to Romina and she'll give you tips. And I mean, we're here to help. We're here to give you tools and help you navigate all this. And just reach out to us also.
Yeah, and at the Expert channel, there are so many past videos that we did with so many tips on so many things, and how to stay. From me, you have many, like how to, stay active and proactive, how to set up goals. And we have other experts with amazing tips, how to go through transition, how to be on video. I mean, Melanie is an expert on this. She helped us all to be able to be more confident on video, and now everybody's on video, so you gotta check Melanie's tips, because they're amazing. And they really help me personally.
You don't need a Netflix subscription. You just watch Expert Channel TV, go through all the materials, and you can binge watch everything and build your skills up and build that resilience and be more productive. And really.
And if it helps you to know, I used to be so afraid to be on video. I would have heart palpitations, and Melanie really helped me boost my confidence and be like, no, forget it, I'm going to be on video. So I don't know if I'm doing it good or bad, but I am enjoying it now. So
oh my goodness, you're such a pro.
I don't know, and I was so afraid. So people, if you're afraid, don't worry, watch some of the videos and you can get past the fear, because it's all in your mind. So it's it has nothing to do with anything.
About make a switch, the right switch.
Make a switch.
But Romina, it's hard to believe you were once scared.
I was scared. You don't want to see my beginning videos.
Nobody wants to see anyone's first videos. Well, I don't even pull them down. They're on my page because I want to show people how they can improve. But they're so pathetic.
But you know what? This is what is the most important. Is if you never try, you will never get better. So don't worry. Just try. Maybe do it with your friends, or, doing in Melanie's group, Videos That Sell. She has a small group of people. Well, not small. There's a lot of people there now. But she has a group of people that support each other to be on video. So it's a safe place. Do it in a safe place, or with your family, or even with yourself and another friend. Just do it. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And the more you will find, I don't know, your personality, the way you like to do videos. But the most important, I think, is to be yourself. If you're not yourself, then people can tell she's being, not real. So here you can see yourselves. I don't know if you like it or not, but this is who we are.
This is who we are. Yeah, exactly. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
See what you get. Yeah, absolutely. But yes, in times like this where it's so important to feel connected, ditch all the judgment, all the fears, just get in front of a screen and connect to your loved ones. That's really important.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well,
Okay.
that's really great, Romina. I always love chatting to you. We should do this more often.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like it. It's like talking to a friend. It's like sharing ideas. It's good.
Exactly. We just happen to be sharing it with other people also, but this is just, a very intimate chat.
Yes.
So
sure.
Thank you so much for sharing your great tips. And again, I hope they were useful for everybody. And just let us know how you're doing in the comments. Let us know how you're going through this situation. And if we can help you with any topics you might want us to bring on Extra Channel TV. And we will see everybody again next week.
Yes. Thank you, Melanie, so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Ciao.